Akko here, welcome back to Resonant Rise. Now, we're having a few issues on the server. We have got a bit of a bad tick rate. If you look there, overwhelm at the minute, 51%, it's on nearly 100 millisecond. We don't know what's wrong. Dave has had a big investigation and he can't find the issue. Now, I've just taken apart my big reactor and every block I broke disconnected me. It took me about an hour. So, I was thinking that might have been the issue, but that doesn't seem to have made a difference. But something is hammering the overworld. As you can see, all the other things are really good. I mean, Nether, the End, Promised Land, Twilight Forest, Moo Farm, which is part of Ars Magica, and the Underdark are all less than 0.1 of a second, of a millisecond. Oh, well, no, Nether's 4, but that's still decent. But yeah, the overworld's getting hammered. So this may be a bit of a weird video because when I've got to move around between places, then it's going to take a while, and opening chests and stuff's going to take a while. So I've laid down the foundation for my new factory area. So this is over 2 chunks. This is where my factory bit is going to be. Now, ideally, I'd like to get this power into Ender IO capacitors, but that wasn't working for me before. So I was just going to run it straight down to wherever needs it. I think though I might run it through a thermal expansion energy cell and then from that into capacitors. So I'm not sure, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to go for minimum amount of load. So I'm not going to use the jabber barrels when I move stuff over here. I'll probably move stuff over here off camera because it's not making anything new. It's just moving things that I've already got built. So it's going to be a basic rectangular factory. I'm going to build walls. It's going to be mostly glass walls. I might actually use dark glass for the walls. But then once we've got that done, I can start building paths up from this up to the upper bits. What I'm going to do in this episode though is a bit of blood magic. There's 2 blood magic things I want to get on with. Now, one of them is a cow farm. And I say blood magic, it's just because I'm going to be using some blood magic in it. The cow farm I'm going to use in the Rite of the Shepherd, which makes the baby cows grow in 3 or 4 minutes rather than 20. And the other thing is I want to get my altar here. Now, my altar, I've run off self-sacrifice runes. I want to upgrade. Well, say upgrade. It's the same, but I want to do it off mobs, so using sacrifice runes. Which, if you've watched Dave's latest episodes, that's exactly what Dave's done. I'm going to do it slightly different. I want it so that I'm going to run it off care staff. I'm going to use a ritual containment in there. And I'm going to want it so that I can turn the care staff off. I'm also going to want it so I can turn the ritual off and feed the same mobs into an MFR grinder for mob essence and use that to spawn other mobs. So it's quite a complicated build. So I'm going to get some bits prepped for that. As you can see, I've got a enhanced portal here now. I don't know if I like the look of that, to be honest. I might move that up one and have it so it's like more of a circle sat on the thing, like the ones I've done. I kind of buried that one into the ground a bit. I don't think I like the look of it, but I do like this. This is something Dave worked out when he was making these, that you don't actually have to have the dialing device right next to the thing. It's touching the underneath here. I've got a bit of portal frame that takes it across there, so it's touching the base, but it's not actually a part of. It's not actually touching it physically. Well, it's touching it physically, but it doesn't look like it is because the bits are buried underneath. So that's pretty cool. I like the way you can do that. So now I've got 2 bases, of course, and we'll see here how bad the loading is. So I guess when I can open my ender pouch here is when I'm loaded in. Other thing I want to do is I want to move all these rituals. Well, these 2 rituals, and I'm going to want to start getting prep for making a Well of Suffering, which is another ritual. So what I'm actually going to do once I'm loaded in, so look, the well's just loading really slow. Now, can I get back up yet? No. What I'm going to make is I'm going to make a ritual diviner. Now, I just made this thing, by the way, tape measure. It's pretty cool. You can. There we go. Was that open then? Go on, let me up. God damn it. This thing's pretty cool. Tape measure from Bibliocraft. You just need yellow dye, some string, and some iron, and you can measure a distance. So if you say, I want this to be 13 by 13. See that there? Look, I'm up. Well, that kind of threw me up there when exactly when I didn't want it to. So there we go, I've loaded in. But as you can see, your first right click places a little pillar, and then you can use that to measure a distance. So if you're trying to create like a largish area, I just use it to check to make sure my dimensions are right on the little foundation that I made. Then right click on that block again, it gets rid of that. That's pretty cool, I like that. So up we go. What I'm going to make is a ritual diviner. Now for that I'm going to need a coal block first, because I need a second black ink. So let's get a block of coal and go sling that. Wow. Go sling that in the, oops, I'm going to be up again. In the altar. So up we go. And take you out for a second, Mr. Blood Orb. And put you in there. And that'll make us a second black ink. Now, we're going to use all these inks up here, making this ritual diviner. It needs 2 black inks. It also needs, we also need a couple of other things, so I need to get on with them. Now, I believe, let's have a look. Ritual diviner. Now the ritual diviner can actually create, it can craft the rituals for you by placing the master stone down. So I'm going to need 2 demonic slates, okay, and inks. That's, see, I need the 2 black ones, that's why I've got a second black one there. So this is a tier 1, this is a tier 2. So for tier 2 you have to use a tier 1 in there. They look actually the same on there, but they are different, honest. So I need 4 diamonds and a couple of emeralds. I need a couple of demonic slates, so I need to get out of there, you. So I need to wake up these demonic slates. So I'll get that done, and I'll be back when that's done, and we'll make this ritual diviner, and I'll show you how it works. Well, holy shit! Check this out. I was just waiting for them slates to imbue. It was taking ages, so I thought I'd check out the indices per chunk. And notice, look at that, I've got a purple. It's purple there, right in the middle of my base. So I checked, I looked, I thought, squid, what's all this squid about? So I've come down here, and holy shit, what's going on there? And there's squid, and look at that, that was just 2 sheep. So, oh dear, something has gone weird with the, and that's happening as well. I think that's the bound blade. I think Wayne must have changed it so the bound blade gives you sickness. Now I'm guessing if I had blood armour on, that maybe wouldn't happen. But because I'm using the bound blade without blood armour, I've got my Farmcraft armour on at the minute. Then I'm thinking that might be the issue. I'm thinking this must be the TPS issue though. Now I think Sace's villagers and sheep are the same at his base, so I may have to go and murder them all for the good of the server. But as far as I could tell, there was 270 odd. It still says there's 273 there, look. Entities 273, see at the bottom. And I've killed, like, look how many squid I've killed. And it said there was 273 there before, so this is just crazy stuff. Crazy, crazy, crazy. So I'm going to kill all these, I'll be back and I'll see if that sorts the TPS out a bit. Weird stuff. Okay then, I'm back and got rid of all squid. Got rid of all sheep. I'm going to have to investigate what caused that. Just been learning a little bit more about Opus. Now check out some of these commands I've been using. You see there our TPS is around 60% on Overworld, so it's still very bad. So Opus tile entities is what I've just typed in, and there we go. You can see that the things that's causing load, that's in the chunk that I'm in. So you can see there, the chunk that I'm in, the keystone receptacle in the Ars Magica portal is like 63 microseconds, milliseconds. That's a little mu sound in it. Dynamism tablet is nearly 80 odd. Most things are down like 30, 28, look, 30 and that. So I don't know if that's causing any particular problem. If you look on the map, you see that these areas, this area of my base is 338, 224, 135. If you look at other people's bases, there is some purple and red stuff. There's Dave's. It's 237, 109 there, 193, that's poppies, I believe. If we go across the faces, they're 327. So man's pretty much causing the same issue there as all Ceases villagers. And then his stuff inside his altar area, and 2 chunks, 252, 224. So they're pretty heavy. That's quite an interesting thing to look at. Now, I'm not sure if that's actually heavy or just relatively heavy compared to the blue stuff, you know. So I don't know. I need to actually find out if 338 is actually heavy, or if it just looks heavy because these that have got like 0.1 and stuff and 30 odd are just very, very low. So I don't know if that's relative or if that is actually an issue. So a couple of chunks there I need to look at really. Look at my other base. You see there's nothing there. So that's one cool command. Another one is chunk, and this shows you the worst chunks. You see there, 675 entities, 338. Now I think that's my base. It is, look. So that is, this is the worst chunk on the server. So what's all these entities then? It's still measuring the fact that all these animals are down here. Unless I've got more entities I haven't found yet around here. There may be something else that's trapped around here that there's loads of. That's to check around. If we do that again, check that out there. Roughest chunk. You see, look, number of entities, 675. 44, 139, 44, 139, so that's Ceases place there. So I may be making, I'll tell you what that is. I bet that's maybe, let's have a look. Other thing we can do, let's say hello to Jaden. Hey TJ. Is up his Nent. There we go. And that shows you the actual amount of entities there is of stuff. So if you look there, you can see that there's 29 item frames on the server. If we go down, we can see that there is 629 villagers. So that's what I'm going to try and go and murder at Ceases place, all them villagers. I think nearly all of them are in that little place at Ceases place. 69 dropped items, wherever they are. That's things that are on the floor. 61 cows, wonder where they are. That's just random. I guess when you add them up randomly about, that's maybe about right. But boat parts 102. So I don't know why there's, I don't know what's showing at my base is 675. Unless that was maybe all the squid and the sheep, and they're still showing there because it's not updated yet. Possibly. You see, Ceases base looks pretty clean compared to mine. Conduit bundle 32, whereas my dynamism tablet says it's like on 80 in it. So, right, I'm gonna cut again. I'm gonna go try and murder them. Try and murder them villagers somehow, and see if that makes a difference. I shall be back in a bit. Hello, I'm back. I'm on the server at the minute with Sice and Bevo, and it's been about nearly a day and a half since I was last on messing around with Opus. Now, I went and cleared the villagers that was Ceases base. I did it quite commando. I quite liked how I did it. I put my elemental affinity sigil on, so I had fire resist, like so. And then I went in there, I teleported in using Opus with my void, my lava sigil, and I poured lava over the villagers, and that cleared it out, and that sorted the TPS right out. So the TPS is back to normal on the server now. The server is still having issues though. So Dave had to have a little rollback this morning after breaking Ass Magic, I've just heard. So there is still the odd issue going on, but the TPS issue seems to be sorted. Now I don't know what's causing it. Sice mentioned something about a chunk loader bug that causes animals to duplicate. So as you saw earlier in the video, the squid down here had nothing to mate with, so I had no idea how I got so many squid in there, and the sheep shouldn't have done anything really because Just the two of them, and no wheat. They shouldn't have been doing anything naughty. So naughty shoops. So yeah, so what I can do now is I can carry on with what I was doing. So as you can see, I can move around a lot quicker and stuff. Loading in after teleporting is still a little slow, but other than that, it seems pretty cool. Now, what I was doing was I was making the upgrade to my. No, I wasn't making an upgrade at all. I was making my divination sigil, which, if I remember correctly, is something along the lines of that. And then I'm going to want them two for the second upgrade. So there we go. There's a ritual diviner. I called it divination sigil, didn't I? Ritual diviner. And then once I put that in, these two demonic slates, the two black inks. I guess I've done that the wrong way around. There we go, and now that's the second tier. So now it can do black as well. So the first time you do it, you can only do the tier, the like level 4 ones, and then level 3 ones, should I say? And then the tier 3, and then the tier 4 inks, the black ones, the dusk ones. You can do with that. So what I can do now is, if we go to my new base, what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull out these guys and take them to the new island. So I'll tell you what, I'll meet you back in a sec. I'm going to knock this down, I'm going to knock that one down as well, and I'll go and meet you over there, and we'll find a place and I'll show you how the ritual diviner works. Back in a sec. Okay then, here I am, and literally the second I was about to press record, the raid started. Brilliant. I've done a little bit of work on my factory area down here. As I said, I was going to use dark glass, and I have done. I think it kind of looks alright. Dark glass is pretty cool. If it's lit from the inside, you can actually see through it, so it's going to be quite well lit in here. I'm not going to use the torches. I'm going to find a different way of doing it. I've just been experimenting with inverted white lamps. I don't know if I want them in the floor. I think I'm going to make some wrath lamps from factorization. I think they're going to work best for in there. But that's my basic factory, and of course I've got 2 floors of that. You can actually get down. The bottom floor is not quite as big as the upper floor. I might actually open it out as much though. So I've got actually 2 levels to work with in there for stuff like Ignis extruders and stuff like that. So anyway, that's that. I'm going to get on with that, as I said, off camera, just to the point where I've got the machinery from the other place into there and my A network. I'm probably going to make a Mac as well, a molecular assembly chamber, which I'll stick in. Go on, load in weld. Stop being like that. What have I done to you? Oh, that's right. Nice space for building over there as well, isn't they? I didn't even notice that bit. Wonderful. So what I'm going to do now is I've got my ritual diviner, and I'm going to show you exactly what I'm going to do with this. Now I'm going to pick places for little rituals, and these actually have to be. I kind of want to use the peaks. I should have maybe actually laid out spaces for these before I actually came back. I think I'm going to have my witch stuff right up on this peak up here. No, because witch stuff needs quite a bit of space. So what I think I'll do is I'll have my ritual abandon up here. So what I can do is, let me just clear this top layer off. Yeah, I'll have this top layer cleared. Now I don't think this moves things, so I may have to dig an extra couple of holes here. We shall see. What the ritual diviner does is, if I place a master stone in the centre there, then I get my ritual diviner and go to the ritual that I want. So I'm looking for, oops, banding, I've gone past it. A couple of new ones, by the way. Yeah, we've got Gaia's transformation and feathered earth. They're 2 new ones. The feathered earth, I forgot already. The Gaia's transformation can actually change biomes, which is really cool. So ritual abandoned. And now if I right click on this, nothing happens. I think I need to actually have it so it's got space. So what I'll do is I'll clear this next layer as well. I can put the stuff back that I want back. Easiest way of doing it, because I can't quite remember off the top of my head exactly where I'm going to want these. I should probably do it. Let's clear that side out a bit. And now I'll try that again. There we go. So check that out. When I click on that, it actually will start to place the ritual for me. So I just got to spam click that a few times, and it will build me a ritual. 3 more. 1, 2, 3. There we go. We have got one fully built ritual, just like that. So that's how you can build rituals these days with the ritual diviner. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to find a place for my ritual of unbinding as well. So I'm going to find a similar peak for that, and then I'm going to work out exactly where I want my second altar to be. And my first altar, of course, is self-sacrifice. My second altar is going to be sacrifice of mobs. So I need quite a bit of space for that. So I'll work out exactly where that's going to go, and I should be back when I'm ready to lay down the well of suffering and the ritual of containment. That look like they go very well together. So hopefully this is going to work out how I think it's going to. And the second, this will definitely run into 2 episodes, because there's quite a few other things I need to get ready for this. Teleposes, care staff, all kind of stuff. But we're getting there. So yeah, I'll tidy this up. I'll get the unbound in place, and then I'll find a spot for the next bit. Back in a sec. Hello then, I'm back and it's dark, and I was going to start making these rituals, but I realised that to exactly know where I want them, I need to make a second altar first. So I've got all my sacrifice runes sorted. I needed 216 reinforced slates for all these. So these are all runes of sacrifice, 108 slates in 108 runes in total. So all I need to do now is put the final 8 up there. Now, we has changed something. In the earlier versions, you had to have stone bricks as your pillars. So I needed 4 there with the bloodstone brick on the top, and 2, I think. I have to check. 2 with the glowstone on top. That's no longer the case. Don't have to be stone brick anymore. Can be anything. So I could use dirt if I wanted to. So I'm going to use dirt for now. Certainly won't be keeping it dirt, you know. But might have flying. Fly, my pretty. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So what I'm making is a second altar. If you remember right at the start, I actually had 2 altars and I stopped using one. I'm going to keep my other one as a self-sacrifice altar, and I'm going to use this one as a sacrificing altar. I believe that's 2. Then there. I just thought I'd pop back and show you while I'm putting it together. Is that 2? Let me just quickly check. Come on. 1, 2, 3, definitely 4 on the outside, and yeah, it's 2 on the inside, so yeah. So I can put glowstone on these, and I can put these large bloodstones on. They don't really need to put these on yet, but I just basically need to get the gist of the size of this area ready for placing the rituals down. So I need to place the rituals down once, and then of course the first 2 tiers. So this is the layout for, this is tier 5, tier 4 and tier 3 of course. So now I need to go in for tier 2, which is of course the runes around the actual altar itself. And then finally, on top of all that, we place a altar. And if I had a divination sigil, you should see that this altar is actually a tier 4, because it needs beacons of course to make it a tier 5. But that is, I mean, that's probably as messy as you can make an altar. That's everything missing that can be. But what we can do now though is, look like it had blood in there, weird. What we can do now is we can take away these guys, and we can start placing our next 2 rituals. Now, like I said, these rituals I'm fairly sure they fit inside each other from as far as I can tell, and I think I need a space of 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yes. So I'm fairly confident that my master sigil can go just below that. So I want there, and it can go there. So just 1 block below the actual altar. Just 1 block of space there. Now let's quickly get rid of all this so I don't get in the way. Now how deep is this altar? It is 1, 2, 3 blocks That level. Aha! It has to go one lower. Hang on. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. It actually poke up out of here. That might be interesting. See if this will work. We can always change it if it doesn't. So a little bit of trial and error here. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go to the ritual of, the well of suffering. There we go. And now I'm going to click on there, and it's going to start building a well of suffering for me. And what it'll do, it'll keep building as long as there's room for it to build. If there stops being room, then it just stops building. You see it's placing blocks out there. Are you still building, guy? Let's have a look. Can I even get out? There's a question, isn't there? Yes, I can. So how far have we got? We look like we are done. Possibly. Got the floor dust runes in yet. It's got the sides done. I think that is all done. What I am going to be doing with this is the bits that I've got gaps. I kind of like the fact that that's actually built into the altar. I hope it all works like this, because it might not. So there's the first ritual I wanted in there. Crazy. I'm fairly sure that's done. So let's just have a look at that. We should have 4 dusk stones, 4 earth, 8 air, 8 fire, 4 earth, 16 water. So we can count the waters first then. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4. So 4 on each side. 4, 8, 12, 12, and then 16. So they're all there. The dusk ones are the ones in the corner. Should have 4 of them. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, we've got the 4 dusk runes, and then these are the air. 4 of them. 1, 2. As you can see, 3, 4, and then fire. What was it? 8 fire and 4 earth. Well, there's the 4 earth. 1, 2, 3, 4. There's the 8 fire. 2, 4, 6, 8. So we're all good. Excellent. And now the other one we want is the well of suffering. Now this has to go a bit lower, but alright, exactly how much lower does this have to be? It has to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So there's 5 bits of air. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 bits of air in between this. So 1, 2, 3, 4. And then it'll actually be in the next one down. So the master wants to be on this level. And this needs to be a 5 by 5 area underneath that. So 1, 2, oops, 1, 2. Pick's too good for this hardened dirt. Is this correct? I hope so. 2 that way. 2 that way. Let's keep this tidy for the time being, so I can confirm I'm doing this right. That 1, 2, 3. I've gone too far that way, aren't I? 3. And then all the rest look like 2s, so that's good. So then let's get rid of the rest of these. 1, 2. And this bottom bit actually is going to be, oops, like this. So let's, in fact, let's clear it out first, it'll be easier. Clear, clear. And then I'll tidy up the edges later on, of course. Won't be leaving like that coal and limestone there. But this actually is going to be my, well, not this bit, it's in the middle. This bit in the middle is going to be drawing the mobs in and when the mobs die. But the outside bits of these So that direction, that direction, that direction, and that direction are then my 4 spawning areas that I'm going to put in. So what we actually want here is corners like so, and then that looks like the right shape. Yeah, excellent. So master ritual in the middle. I'm on the server at the minute with Localike and Koyanti. I'm no idea. If you watch this call, make sure the start of your next episode you need to actually pronounce your name, so all those non-Dutch know how to pronounce it. So I'm going to cycle through, and I'm going to now go for the ritual of containment. Yeah, there we go. So ritual of containment, 4 blocks, then 4 in the corners, and then what we should see is 4 go around there, and some go up above these red ones, these fire ones, hopefully. 3, 4. There's the 4 around there, yeah. And then 1, 2, 3, 4. And there's the ones up above the fire ones. Excellent. So now that should be a working ritual of containment. Awesome. So there's my area where the mobs are going to get sucked into, and then the Well of Suffering is going to damage them. So these are the 2 master ritual stones. When they're active, mobs should spawn, get sucked in, and then get dragged up. So I suppose I should go catch an animal in my golden lasso. I'll go do that. I'll activate both these. I'll go do it, and I'll see if it works. I will be back in a little while with a test subject. Okay then, I am back, and I have got a zombie in a safari net, and a skeleton, and a sheep in a golden lasso. Turns out I don't think I could capture aggressive mobs in a golden lasso. I think that must have changed, because I'm pretty sure I used to be able to, but maybe I didn't. Maybe I'm making things up. So we'll turn that guy on. We'll turn that guy on. You one guy? Didn't see no bubbles of blood coming off it, but they might have come off the top. So now, if we drop a mob in here, so it's getting damage. It's not getting sucked into there because I've maybe put it in the wrong place. That's it. Well, he died. So there's him. So starting it. Now let's try with the zombie. Now what we want is to. There we go. The zombie's sucked in and he's kept still. So I don't think he could reach me even if he wanted to, because the ritual containment is holding him contained, while the altar, the Well of Suffering, damages him. Yeah. So the idea behind using the containment ritual is, one, looking at it, I thought it's fairly obvious ways designed it to fit inside the Well of Suffering, and 2, Dave's blew up the other day because possibly a light mage got in there or something that caused the creeper to blow, and I'm hoping if all the mobs get dragged into the same area there, then they might not blow each other up. Now my plan is right. So my plan is 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 is over here. I'm going to have 5 by 5 areas, and we are going to get into a thing that I've not touched before from Blood Magic called Teleposer. And what I'm going to have is I'm going to have Teleposer sets of 5 by 5. Now that means you have to upgrade it twice to the tier 3 size Teleposer. And what that'll do for us is, if we have the Teleposer underneath these blocks here, so if the teleposer is in that block and we have it connected to another teleposer, it could swap the 5 by 5 area above it. So in fact it's going to have to be lower, because 5 by 5 would take it up. It's a cube. So what I actually want is it to be 5 by 5 by 5. So I did the teleposer down a couple more, and the top layer of each of these that we swap in is going to be this stuff called Cursed Earth. Now this is from Extra Utilities. I've just pinched a bit here from Kojanti, but I am going to actually get my own. The The other thing we'll get from this, by the way, is I'm going to set it up so we can get mob essence as well. So I'm going to switch it. So really, the care staff is going to switch between 3 places. So I'm going to have this laid down. I'm going to have this up here. Then further down, I'm going to have it so that I've got a setup with some MFR grinders, which will get me mob essence, and then we can use MFR auto spawners with these guys. See, look there, I've got a blaze with 1 health and a skeleton to spawn things for me using the mob essence we collect. And then it's going to have a fed position where the care staff is just going to be out of the way with only 1 gap above it, so things can't actually spawn there. So I'm going to have 3 settings for this. That's the idea. 1, feeding the altar. 2, feeding the grinders. And 3, just deactivated. But I can't even write up. I can't. If I put something across the top of this, I suppose I could just put stuff across the top with drawbridges. It'd actually be a lot easier. But I only use a care staff just for the sake of it, you know. So anyway, let's make a teleporter, and then I'll probably wrap up because we are getting on a bit. Just gonna. Do I have any mob left, or did I skeleton? That's my right. That's my the one with the 1 health is my wither skeleton that I want to keep. And oh, I'll tell you what, I'll put that down. And you should see mob spawn possibly. We may not get any straight away, but there's only 1 bit there. Oh, there we go. Look. So, and that is the issue. Shit. Tell you what, let me tidy this up. Fucking hell. So yeah, the last thing I wanted to spawn really was a creeper, and the creeper spawned. Depths. Back in a sec. I'll make a quick teleporter, talk you through that, and then I'll probably work out what's broke. Back in a bit. Shit. Okay then, the video is getting a bit long, so let's quickly wrap this up. What I've got here is some ender pearls of some gold, and I'm going to take my orb out of there, and I'm going to throw in an ender pearl. So what I'm doing now, and an ender pearl will be transformed into. We actually need to put 4 of these through here. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yes, I actually need a couple more. I ain't got enough. Let me just go grab a couple more while we are waiting for that one to process. So down we go, and over here, a couple more of them. Thank you, Mr. E. That way. You can see I've started pulling this apart, ready to move stuff across to the place. So most of my barrels are in a chest at the minute. So there we go. We have got what is called a teleposition focus. Now we need 2 of those. So let's have another one in there. And what we can do with these is we can start making teleporters, and they're made just like that. So more ender pearls and the gold with the teleposition focused in the middle, which is why we need more than I originally had. Because we want 2 of these. There's 1. And we need to wait for the second one. And then to actually link these together, we need more of the focuses. So that's why I needed to get a couple more ender pearls. So let's have the next one in there. And make our second teleporter. I'm going to show you this really basically because it's going to take a little bit of time for me to sort it out, getting everything in place for the next part I want to show you. So rather than run the video long, I'm going to show you it really simply. And then I shall do most of the time-consuming bit off camera in between. So at the minute, what we've got in here, if we open it up, it's just got a single inventory slot, as you can see. And if I get this guy and then put another one in there, there we go. What we can do with this is, first of all, I need to right-click it to bind it to me. So I just right-clicked it and see now current owner is me. And then what I can do is I click on one transposer, and now we look, see its coordinates are bound. And then I open that inventory and put it in there, like so. And then with the second one, I'll do the opposite. Come on, thank you. And we'll put that back in there. So I went AFK for a bit, and I was making some slits. And I came back, it used up like half a pool. So now, if I again right click that to bind it to me, then right click on that one, and put that one into there. And now, with a redstone signal, I'm sure you know what's coming. Redstone signal, check that out. If I had 2 levers, I could send them back the other way. I've only got one lever on me at the minute. But there we go. So that is what a teleposition focus can do. A teleposer can do. You can send a one with a standard focusing. You can move one block backwards and forwards. Now, if I put this back in, this will process again into a tier 2. So let's quickly get these into a tier 2. I'm not actually going to trigger the tier 2 because what a tier 2 will do is, instead of just the one block on top, it'll do a 3x3x3 cube. And then a tier 3 will do a 5x5x5 cube, and a tier 4 will do a 7x7x7. So that's why at the other place, I'm not going to want my teleposer right underneath my cast earth. I'm going to be doing a 5x5 squares. So I'm going to want my cast earth, I want 4 blocks of air or whatever else I want to put in there. It doesn't have to be empty. And then my cast earth is going to be in the top layer. So that is now, as you can see, enhanced teleposition focus. So that'll do the 3x3x3, and then we go one step further. Combine that in our crafting square with a weak blood shard, becomes a reinforced, which is the 5x5x5. So that's what I'm going to be using, reinforced ones. And then if you get the demon blood shards, that I'm going to have to get onto soon, because I want to get my Archmage's blood orb and get my LP network up to 10 million, because it's only at 1 million still. So the demon blood shard is how you make it into the 7x7x7 one. So all very smashing and very good. So what I'm going to do is I'll leave that in there. I'm going to quickly go and show you the repairs I've made at the other place. Next time you see the other place, I should have, I think I'm actually going to go with 8 lots of cast earth that I can switch in and out on a single redstone signal. So let's go to my island. As you can see, there's the new altar, and I've tidied it up a little bit. I've used mostly iron blocks and dark glass. So currently, if you look under here, so oh, by the way, earlier on, them 3 mobs we killed in there got us 1848 LP. So was it skeleton? Was it a skeleton, a zombie? No, it was just a zombie and a sheep on it. I don't think I did the skeleton, did I? And the creeper maybe took a bit of damage. So what we've got down here, we've got our central 5x5, which this is going to stay, this isn't going to go anywhere. And then round it, I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 5x5 areas that I'm going to set up with a teleposer under each of these. So 5 blocks under here, there'll be a teleposer. Or, well, there'll be 8 teleposers. And then wherever I set the other place up, which is probably going to be straight down further, there's going to be another 8 teleposers. So I need 16 teleposers. If I do it like they said I was going to do, have it 3 ways, I'm actually going to need 24 teleposers. So it's going to take me a bit of time. So it's, as you can see, it's very powerful, but it still does take time. And then, because these have got lights in, when these get teleposed out, and this is sealed, I've run out of dark glass, but when these get teleposed out, obviously the light will go with them. So this will make this place dark as well. So this redstone signal will switch them all. It'll turn the ritual on, and because it'll switch these, it'll take the light with it, so it'll make it dark in here as well. So it should all work off one button press, which that'll be a sealed little unit in there. And I'm curious to see if indeed the mobs getting pulled into the middle is going to stop them aggroing. The other thing I need to check, of course, is I need to see what kind of range this has got. If mobs spawn here and it can't pull it in, I'm going to have to put some fans around the edge as well. So I've got some fans made, so I might be able to do that. Well, I'll be able to do that if I have to. So I can always put fans on the edge. But there we go. I'm going to wrap up the episode there. We must be over 40 minutes, so it's a good place to wrap up. I'm going to do some work off camera, kind of get this place funky and set up. Look at that. Core's cheating again. I just came back from AFK and it looking at that cheaty Core, always cheating. Only name of science. So there we go. I hope it was enjoyable. I hope you enjoyed my little derp at blowing the ritual up and having to remake it all. As you can see, I've used iron blocks for the pillars. Nice little touch that, and I quite like the way that I've got the ritual kind of shoved through the altar. I'm going to get a few more iron blocks and cover all the underneath of this with iron, just in case things do blow up, so it'll minimise the damage, hopefully. If I've got all this covered, Hopefully. Right, yeah. Thank you very much for watching, and I hope you join me next time. Cheers. Bye.